Hello, this is Adam with DreamMade Productions. This video is made possible by the very kind donations of viewers like you. Thank you. If you are in a position to help this channel improve quality and grow, please visit my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/DreamMadeProductions, linked below.
It is the 31st century, and mankind is once again at war. The battlefields of the future are dominated by huge robotic war machines known as battlemechs.
Alright, so what was in the box? Well, let's take a look now. First thing that's in there is a clan invasion box set. I've been looking forward to opening one of these and taking a look. The main star of the show got an Alpha Strike box set. Been waiting a long time for this to come out. Really looking forward to the completely new designs in here. And as a little added extra, I've got the Wolf Dragoons Assault Star that came out a while back, that for a while was a Barnes & Noble exclusive. So I've been looking forward to opening all of these. Let's get into it. Alright, first things first, let's look at the BattleTech Clan Invasion box set. Gotta say, I love the artwork on this thing. The Mad Cat looking iconic there. I actually do have the Kickstarter version with the alternate art. That's packed up somewhere. I may or may not open that at some point. I may just leave it on my shelf as a collector's thing. Not really sure. But I picked this up and I've been looking forward to opening this really ever since the Kickstarter was announced. It's a beautiful box. Love the new artwork. The designs are cool. Really can't praise this thing enough. And at $50, it's not a bad deal. It's not the best deal Catalyst has ever made. For that, I still look to the 3500B BattleTech intro box set that they did back in, I think it was 2013. That's still my favorite, but for $50 you get quite a bit in this. Again, artwork's beautiful. It'll look good on the shelf, especially if you can display it this way out. So let's go ahead and get this bad boy open and see what's inside. Careful here not to damage the artwork. I was an initial backer on this. Because of my living situation, I've been kind of bouncing around and haven't gotten the opportunity to really open all this stuff up and look at it. Got a small treasure trove sitting in storage right now. Hopefully get to those at some point. But did manage to get my hands on this. There we go. Good lid, good solid construction. Thick cardboard, so it'll hopefully stand up to a little bit of punishment. I hate it when they make the boxes so flimsy, they just rip if you look at them. Especially if you're going to store the actual components in the box. I don't. I take everything out and only store the stuff I'm not going to use in the box, but if you get this for a kid or something and they don't have much Battletech stuff, or if you're just starting off and you're storing the pieces in here, build quality is pretty good, and it should last you quite a while even with somewhat regular use. Got our little short story here for some good lore. Give you a look at some of the mechs, I'm sure that's in the story. Good glossary. Looks like 20 pages. I mean, that's not bad at all for what is basically a free story. Give you a little taste of the clans and the inner sphere. We have our pilot cards and Alpha Strike cards. Not much of an Alpha Strike player. I think I've watched one game. I've never even actually played it. So can't really say much other than it does look good, and I'm hoping that it does get some people that are into the game that are more like a simpler game, because classic Battletech can be a little intimidating when you first look at it. So real nice. D6s, I mean, real basic. Nothing to really write home about. In fact, I got an idea. Let me show you. These D6s, we'll compare. These are ones that literally came from a dollar store, from Dollar Tree. And honestly, the feel of these aren't really any better. Get the bag open here. These are definitely not Cheswick style dice. They are more like something you would see in a cheap game of Monopoly or something. Again, for $50, not bad. It'll get you started, but you'll definitely, if you're going to be playing this any length of time, going to want to go out and get you some more dice. Like I said, Dollar Tree, these dice I think have slightly better quality, and you get, I don't know, you get 8 or 10 of them, I think, for $1. I might look that listing up on Dollar Tree and slap it up here if anybody's interested in a crap ton of dice real cheap. Let's set the minis aside for now. They're in a nice plastic tray. Again, really nice, help protect them instead of just throwing them into the box like the prior editions. It's real good to have these things in here if you're keeping them in the box for storage. Got the Clan Invasion primer. Beautiful artwork there. I believe an exterminator. No, executioner. Beautiful work on the interior. Even got a little bit of the unseen work going on there with that classic Battlemaster. Got what I'm assuming is the Davian throne room there. A great map of the inner sphere. I love these. You could never find them. You know, comic book stores and gaming stores got them, but getting a map of the inner sphere was hard to come by, it seems like, outside of the books. Founding of the clans to catch you up on the history. A bit about each clan. Screw you, Jade Falcons. And you, Smoke Jaguar. I'm going to play clan, probably be Clan Wolf. Don't play the clans very often, though. Got a bit about the reserve clans here. Operation Revival. Oh, here we go with all of the clan terms. This is something a lot of people don't do when they're playing the game. And I get that, you know, it's just a game. There's the game and the fiction. I try to, you know, mash the two up as much as I can feasibly do. That doesn't always go so well when you're playing clan on the table and you're observing Zelabriggan, their ritual combat honor system, and other people, even if they say they're playing clans, are being degraza. So, oh, look at all these beautiful little maps that tell you everything about Omnimex, elementals, battle armor. Those things must have been absolutely terrifying for the Inner Sphere forces to have never seen anything like that. Especially infantry and vehicles, to have these things jumping and swarming all over the place. Got your cross cell here for tech manual and battle tech manual, Destiny. Here we have a cross cell of fiction on the back. Now, I haven't read many of the novels. I have read Decision at Thunder Rift. Very good book. I enjoyed it. And I have read Mercenary Star. And I think I started another one of the books in the Grey Death Legion series. Outside of that, I've mostly stuck to things that came in the books and stuff like this. I haven't read this yet, but I'm looking forward to reading my 20 pages of goodness. Battletopia, I don't know if you've done a reading of this yet or not. I'll have to look. Maybe I'll listen to you read it to me while I'm at work. Next, we have the rules book. Same awesome work that's on the front. Beautiful Mad Cat there, Timberwolf. Good artwork inside. Oh yeah, look at all those clan logos. Got the advanced Star League weapon systems here, which I don't buy. I buy this as the standard Star League advanced weapon systems. I say you can pretty much grab any weapon, Inner Sphere based weapon, maybe even some clan weapons, and slap those on an Inner Sphere Star League era mech and call them a prototype or experimental for the time. Maybe give them some kind of drawback if they're up to clan spec might be going too far, but certainly any Inner Sphere based weapon you could grab and put in there and say that it was a prototype, because this was more or less, I take, as the new standard, and who knows what else was in production. Beautiful. We got a invasion coming down, all those drop ships. Good shot of elemental armor there. I also like the theory that the old artwork is also just as valid. This is not the new elemental, that this doesn't retcon the old stuff, that the old stuff is also just a different manufacturer or something like that. Having both also helps, keep minis, where you can tell the difference in your minis to your record sheets, but just having variety of the same thing. Having some rules here for battle armor. Oh yeah, mounting a ride on an Omni-Mech. Some clan construction rules. Master unit list. Yeah, if you're new to BattleTech, go to the master unit list. It has some tools on there that are really useful, and it is just a wealth of information and really useful when building lances and stuff to get the battle values right. Unit rolls. Sorry for the glare there. The different clan organizational ranks. They have a pretty flat command structure compared to a lot of militaries. Inner sphere. And that's a short inner sphere one. There are a ton of ranks outside of that. Looks like different rules for... Oh, here we go. Clan honor. Yep. These rules change the game up quite a bit, where you're trying not to dishonor yourself. The scenarios on here are always kind of interesting. The blooding. Your blooding day. Yeah. This is one though. Typically they do it in pairs. And you'll notice, here's a good example of the blood name. The cadet only has a first name. The mech warrior only has a first name. The star commander only has a first name. But here you go, the star captain. Yep, look at that. He's got a blood name. Some more scenarios here. Oh, look at how beautiful those look. Man, I wish I could paint like that. Some more lovely, lovely artwork. Beautiful minis. A little blocky for my taste, but still lots of detail and look good. Definitely approve of the redesigns. You got a bunch of record sheets. It's pretty typical for their box sets now, which is nice. I actually can't remember if the 3rd edition came with record sheets like this. I never had a new box set growing up as a kid. I have a 3rd edition set. It's not complete, and I got it at, I think, a yard sale. It was a yard sale or at a flea market or something like that. So I do have one from when I was a kid, but you know, it wasn't complete, so I never got to open that brand new. So nice to have the record sheets. Catalyst is also nice enough to provide a lot of these for free on their website. And of course there's Skunkworks I've been playing around with. They do a pretty good job creating record sheets. Here's the map that I was talking about before from the book. These are beautiful maps. This is literally what got me into Battletech. For those of you who have watched my history of Battletech videos, I started off playing MechWarrior 1 on my mom's Tandy 1000, and I didn't know what MechWarrior was, or what Battletech was. I just knew MechWarrior. But one day I walked into a place called the Comic Book Warehouse, and what did they have hanging up on the wall but a big map of the inner sphere, a 3025 map. This is 3052 with the clans coming down here to Tukid, and you know, I saw that 3025 map, and I was like, hey, that's the map for my game. And then that's where my journey started, was all thanks to a map just like this one. And they used to be few and far between, and now you get a cool one with virtually every box set. Oh, here we go. On the back side, that classic 3025. I would frame this and hang it up on my wall. Beautiful. Maybe Catalyst will be nice enough to give me a really high quality scan of this thing or something, so I can use it in my videos and stuff. It's always nice to have really nice maps. Actually, some of the maps I use are stuff that was once on GeoCities, if anybody's old enough to remember those. GeoCity websites. Now you got these tables, which are really super nice. I actually made copies of these and put them in little page protectors. But this is nice cardboard, you know, and it's coated pretty well, so it'll stand up to some abuse. These are just so nice, I don't like using them. I like just slapping copies into page protectors. That way, if somebody spills something, it doesn't... Like, this would stand up to something like water or something getting on it a little bit, but, you know, stop it from being totally destroyed if somebody spills something on it. Oh, look at that. Screw you, cluster table. Oh. Here you go. Then these are a really, really good idea too. These hard cardboard punch outs. Most of the Battletech sets have come with paper cutouts prior, and they're nice, I guess, but these are really nice because these are closer to what in quality of what you would find like in a board game, and for really cheap you can greatly increase the number of units on the field and change the map up some. So if you don't have terrain, this is hero skate tiles. If you just have the maps from the box sets, or if you're using Alpha Strike rules, and you know, you can throw these down on their own, this makes it really nice. I'm really happy that Catalyst gave us these instead of just paper ones. They're more durable and just generally nicer to have on the field. So finally, we have our maps here. I don't get too much use out of the maps. I used to play on them as a kid. I think pretty much everybody did. But they're nice to have if you're traveling or playing somewhere. I can already tell you this looks familiar. I don't know. I don't think these are the same ones. Yeah, no, these aren't the same ones that came in the prior sets. So I don't know exactly where these came from, if they're one of the really old maps that like FASA did, or if they're brand new ones. I'd have to go back on the Kickstarter and look, I guess, but lots of nice detail on these. Have kind of a 3D effect. I'll tell you what really works well for these that I've seen people use them for, when you're doing aerotech combat. So you can put your aerotech things on there, and it doesn't matter that they're flat. It doesn't clash with the look of the 3D miniatures. You're flying over it anyway, so these look really cool for aerotech use. But like I said, if you're traveling or something, I am sad that they went back to flimsy paper. Having those cardboard, board game quality maps were really, really nice. They probably cost quite a bit more, but for people that would be using them a lot, they would stand up a lot better than these really. I mean, they're not super thin, they're thick paper, but you know, you spill a drink on this, it's gonna ruin it. There's no coating to this at all. So yeah, sad. And of course you get two of them. Looks like it's the same map front and back. So it gives you a couple of combinations that you can do with different maps. Put these away real quick. And then here we come to what a lot of people buy it for, are the minis. So it's hard to argue with the cost of a star of classic clan mechs, along with 2 points of elementals here. This alone for $50 would be a little steep, but with everything else you get, I mean, it is a great deal, especially if you were back in the days where there weren't plastics and, you know, these were, you know, adjusted for inflation, like, you know, $15 or $20 a piece. Then, you know, this is a good deal. And they actually even tell you which mech goes where. I'm sure that's not showing up all that well. There you go. There's a better look at it. So little abbreviations to tell you which mech goes into which spot. This is Grendel, I think. Camera will focus for me. Not as knowledgeable about the clan mechs. I don't think I've ever played this one. Looks good though. Oh, classic Timberwolf, Mad Cat. This is, when somebody says Battletech, 3 mechs come to mind for me. The Marauder, which is, you know, sort of what this is based on, given the Inner Sphere name. The Warhammer, and of course the Mad Cat. And if you say Battle Mech, this is sort of my classic go-to, a good example of a Battle Mech. Fast, maneuverable, decent mix of weapons. Is it the best mech ever? Well, that's debatable. But definitely, if you don't know what you're getting into and you have the technology for it, this is a good mech. In almost any situation, it will do the job for you. There are mechs that can do jobs better, but hey, if you got a job that needs to be done and you don't know what that job is, picking this mech, you could do much worse. Executioner. Ooh. This thing is terrifying when you're an Inner Sphere player, having this thing come near you. Good design, good sculpt, Lots of detail. Wonderful, wonderful mech. This is one of my personal favorites, the Black Hawk, or Nova. This thing, I love this in MechWarrior 2. It was hard to hit. The Prime version with all the ER medium lasers, that's a lot of damage to put on somebody. Especially if you alpha strike somebody. I mean, you're probably going to shut down, but hey, if it wins you the fight. My actual preference is the A with the 2 ER PPCs. Turn it into kind of like a sniper, and you got the anti-missile system to protect you from LRM boats. That in MechWarrior 2 I found was a hard combo to beat because it was maneuverable. With its jump jets, you could move around a lot with it. You'll find me, if I am playing Clan, throwing down Novas on the table quite often, usually in their A configuration. This I remember from MechWarrior 3, I think it was. 2 particle cannons on a lighter chassis. Adler or Puma? Can't remember. Like I said, I am not Super Clan mech master. But yeah, I seem to remember this thing overheating easier. Real good looking though. Call back to the Dire Wolf and the Warhawk. Beautiful sculpt. We have our little elemental friends here. Try to get the camera to focus on them. Pretty good detail on all these little guys, especially for how small they are. The 2 jumping, how they all have a very slightly different pose, is really cool. And you get 2 sets of them. Again, I haven't used elementals very much. I think I've fielded them maybe twice, and really all they did was run and grab an objective and sit on it. So, can't say I've got a lot of experience with them, but I know some people that absolutely swear by these little guys, and they were in a lot of the MechWarrior games, so they hold a special place for me. So, all in all, pretty nice set, especially for the cost, $50. A while back, Barnes & Noble in the United States had this for even less. They had it half off, so it was it was basically like $25 for the set. That's actually where I got this set from. So certainly for $25, an absolute steal. I'm actually sad I didn't get more of them. I should have picked some up for Christmas presents and stuff for friends, but I did want to leave there. They didn't have very many, so I wanted to leave some for other people, so other people could get into Battletech. And actually met a nice guy standing in line that was buying a game of Armored Combat and the Clan Invasion, saying he hadn't played since the mid-90s and he didn't even know Battletech was back. So, Catalyst, man, do something. I don't know. Do a better job getting the word out. Battletech is back. There are people from the 90s that still don't even know that this stuff is back, and has been back for, what, 15 years now at this point? Alright, so let's go ahead and look at the Wolf's Dragoons here. Nice little set. $30, 5 mechs. Still a good deal when compared to metal, at least in my opinion. And you don't have to put the little buggers together. So let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. straight away, got the Alpha Strike cards. Again, not a huge Alpha Strike player, so, you know, it is what it is. Pilot cards. Get the camera to come into focus. There we go. So one of these days I'll have to try to figure me out some Alpha Strike and play. Got beautiful artwork even on the interior. I really like the boxes. This box is, you know, a little bit thin. It is much thinner than the box set, so I don't think this would stand up too well if you were keeping the minis in this box. I believe if you're at the point, if you've gotten some box sets and you're enjoying the game, I would go to Walmart and invest in what I use, which are basically these camping storage boxes. They're good for holding your minis, and they're like $5 or $6 a piece, so you can fit quite a few minis into them. I would just use this to display, fold it back up like this, and display that beautiful Mad Cat inside there. But with it being so thin and this thin sheet of plastic on the front, these would not hold up well if you're regularly pulling them in and out and storing them in there. Then of course the minis, main show. Got a blackjack here. Beautiful blackjack. A lot of people don't like the blackjack. I actually like it. The classic AC2s and medium lasers. This one's set up for missiles. The Archer. Another beautiful mech. I was saying I like how they've done variants on the design so that you get some with the doors closed, the missile doors open. It just gives you more options when painting them up and putting several of them on the table so that you know which is which. The Rifleman. Good classic mech. Did a good job on the redesigns. I wasn't a big fan of the re-scenes from Project Phoenix, but these new designs, these redesigns are actually very, very nice. We have another lovely Mad Cat there in a slightly different pose. I believe it's a slightly different pose. Absolute beauty. And of course the main selling point of this particular set is of course the Annihilator. Man, this is a heavy this thing's solid plastic here. Compared to those other ones, this bad boy has some weight, and it should. 100-ton monster that moves at what, 2, 3? Bunch of AC-10s and medium lasers, or LB-10Xs and medium pulse lasers. Gotta wonder what Inner Spheres thought of this thing when they first saw it, because they gotta be going, what the hell is that? Because I think this was a design by the Star League. I don't think this actually hit production until Clans. So it had to be confusing for them to see this thing when it came in with Wolf's Dragoons. And I remember seeing my introduction to the Annihilator was MechWarrior 3, and it had a memorable introduction in that game too. So Annihilator, I played it a couple times. It's a real niche kind of thing. You know, you get this thing on and if you're playing objectives and you sit this thing right next to an objective, yeah, but I mean, getting this thing anywhere is a pain. So it's a very niche mech to use. Beautiful sculpt of it, though. This thing put away real quick. We'll get to the main show. So here we go. The BattleTech Alpha Strike. Here we go, the Alpha Strike box set. You know, in a way, we have two products here that I never thought I would see, because even back in the 90s, I can remember the rumors that there would be a new box set with the clan mechs in it. That was a rumor for a long time. Even once BattleTech was gone, once it came back out with Catalyst's first box set, which I'll put a picture of over here somewhere, when that came out, the rumors began again that there would be a clan box set. Then we got different box sets, then a game of Armored Combat. Everybody that I knew had kind of given up. Oh, there's never going to be a box set for clan. Why would they? Why would they sell a box set for clan? And then here it is. Before this ever came out, I started seeing also, when Alpha Strike came out, rumors of an Alpha Strike box set. And those went hard and heavy for a while. In fact, there was a game store online that started taking pre-orders for an Alpha Strike box set. God, it must have been 10 years ago. It was long before this thing was ever released. And I remember looking at those pre-orders from back then thinking, okay, either they know something that we don't or something. So I wonder if the people that pre-ordered this with that website way back when actually ever got their product or not. Because, I mean, I remember seeing it and thinking about pre-ordering it, but since no announcement had ever been made, I was like, So hopefully those guys got their stuff. But beautiful, beautiful set. Same attention to detail. Beautiful minis on the back here. Looks like we get some cutouts. $80, in my opinion, is a bit much for a box set. You know, you can go to Walmart and get a board game, you know, for a cheap board game for, well, I guess you can get a cheap board game for like $10. But, you know, asking somebody to risk $50 on a set is kind of the maximum of what I think is reasonable. For something to ask for $80 MSRP, if this was to be at Walmart or Target or some big box place, in my opinion, that's a lot to ask somebody to take the risk. So it's really good that they have cheaper options like this to kind of say, okay, buy the beginner's box. If you like that, then buy this box. If you like that, then, you know, check this out. I do think they should have a beginner's box for Alpha Strike. Something with 2 minis and a whole bunch of cardboard cutouts so that people can try Alpha Strike in the same way that they can try classic BattleTech. I think that would be something worth kind of looking at. Good artwork of a big battle going on, which, thanks to Tex, I kind of associate this with the Battle of Tukiad. So let's open up this bad boy and see what we got inside. Again, nice sturdy cardboard, so if this is all you had and you were playing out of this box, it could take some punishment. It's not gonna fall apart like this box would. So you could keep the minis realistically in this and pull this off as a board game and play it. But real nice, beautiful artwork. Get another little short story. Chaos Theory. I don't know if I've read this or not. Probably not. Again, look forward to reading this, or 24 pages this time. Maybe Battletopia's done a reading of this. Have to check. Shout out to Battletopia doing readings of short stories. He's a cool guy. Check his channel out. Helps me get through my workday making spreadsheets for the man. Commander cards. It's cool that they put the mech on here, but you know, maybe the commander, I don't know if that's on the other side or not, but let's look real quick. Now, when I backed Kickstarter, I took the option to not get a character. Even though I was tempted to get a character, I knew that they had gotten like 8 gazillion characters, and that you know, they were being overrun and with canon characters, and a lot of them were going to go as like random mentions in books, and that's if they even got to them. So I took just to get some more rewards. I figure if I do a good enough job creating fiction, maybe they'll pick up a character or something I do, and if not, that's fine, you know. I just love playing BattleTech, making BattleTech content, and you know, it's a great setting. Got 2 more of the same type of dice we had before. Like I said, not too impressed with these dice. These are more for a kid's game, I think. Come on, Catalyst, do a slightly better job with the dice. You don't have to give us Chessex dice, but something a little bit better than comes in Monopoly. Support rules. Let's set the minis aside again and look at what's underneath here. Ooh, got another primer. Look at that beautiful artwork. That is probably one dead pilot. I think the Black Knight there just got himself a kill on that Clan Wolf Mech Warrior. Ooh, I would not want to be in that head right there. Looks like somebody might have missed and hit the rock behind him. Ooh, we got a beautiful stalker there unleashing his LRMs. Good blocky Black Knight. Though I must say, my favorite Black Knight isn't the original or even this redesign. I actually really like the Black Knight from Mech Warrior 4. With that kind of, I'll put a picture up over to the side or something, with that kind of shield on its side. It looked very impressive that way. In the old Black Knight, I like the old classic Black Knight too. It just looked kind of puny compared to that Mech Warrior 4 Black Knight. Take a look inside here. Universe overview. Oh, 3151. You are now far in the future of where I am. Sadly, I haven't really kept up on current events. I know Clan Wolf conquered Earth, liberated Terra, so to speak, and I know My Federated Sons took one hell of a beating here. Really. But, you know, things change, and to move into the future will be very interesting. Looks like Clan Seafox might have conquered the Magistry of Canopus. See that little speck there? I wonder what happened to our friends in the Reach there. Battletech PC game was a cool game, so hopefully they tell us what happened to those guys. Federated Sons, Draconis Combine. Oh, look at this beautiful artwork. Mercenaries, got it awesome there. Mercenary Review Board. Clan Wolf. I'll have to read up. I wonder if this is Clan Wolf in Exile or Clan Wolf, or if they ever resolve that whole thing. Like I said, I'm behind, so. Clan Jade Falcon. I heard that the Smoke Jaguars were back. Douches. Rasselhog Dominion. Rasselhog and Ghost Bears teaming up there. The Sea Foxes are back. Clan Hell Horse. Raven Alliance. Combat in the 32nd century. Wow. Got some Alpha Strike Quick Set rules. Beautiful, beautiful. I'd have to look this over because I know very little about Alpha Strike rules. I know that it is an inch game. You don't use hexes, and that it goes much quicker than classic Battletech. Oh, look at all those beautiful mechs. Gotta love the Phoenix Hawk. Oh, Fire Moth, yep. Pouncer. Maybe that's the one I was thinking of with the dual PPCs. Got another Nova. Ah, the Warhawk. Yeah, with the 4 PPCs. Oh man, that thing hurts. Timberwolf. And lots of rules. And making this more like a more traditional miniatures game. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I will definitely... I can do a bombing run, yeah. I will definitely have to spend some time kind of learning about this game. Battlefield support. I also never played the little clicky tech game. Dark Age, I think is what it was called. I knew some people that had a few of the minis, but I was broke at the time, so... Clan Star there. You can see where They tilted the Cameron star on its side there. Oh, look at that beautiful lance. Got the cross cell on the last page here. Lots of really nice lance set options. Some level 2s there. Looking forward to busting those open one day. The Commander's edition of the Alpha Strike book. Some more beautiful miniatures artwork. Man, somebody is a good painter. You guys will get a look at my minis and what little painting I've done at some point. Now this comes with some little buildings, fold out buildings. These are nice. Give you some things to play with in here. It looks like you get a pretty good number of them. So that's different from the prior box sets where you really didn't get much in ways of terrain or anything. They just go together like little cardboard boxes. Doing a terrible job putting this together, but you get the idea here. Well, not my best job, but looks pretty good on the table. Very serviceable little building there. So all in all, pretty good there. These are pretty thin though, so I can't imagine they'll take much folding and unfolding. So if you're going to use this as a board game, be very careful because these are pretty thin. They're not paper, but they're not thick, heavy cardboard either. So they are not going to take a lot of constant movement. If you can, I would set these up, tape them or something, and just leave them folded up. You can put them on a bookshelf or something. If you're going to use this more of a board game, just be aware that you're going to be fixing these things after not too long, because these are not meant to hold. These aren't going to hold up to a lot of putting together, taking apart, putting together, taking apart. Which is fair. I mean, you know, this is really just to kind of get you started. Got charts. These are so useful to just have these charts all in one place so you can just flip over and see your modifiers. Ooh, artillery support. Very few problems in life can't be solved with enough high explosive. Got some trees. With this being closer to a miniatures game, giving you all this terrain is just awesome. It might be worth it for Catalyst to put out a box set really cheap of just trees, buildings, some maps, and stuff like that for people. You know, make it affordable so that people can have a nice selection of stuff to play on and not have to really break the bank or start figuring out how to make it on their own. And since you already got them, it shouldn't be too hard to do. Ooh, lots of nice markers. Yeah, ooh. Got a bombing run or artillery strike. All these little tokens. Tell you what you did. I've seen so many little 3D printed tokens and things that'll help you mark what your mech did and keep track of all the modifiers. That'll be an even bigger deal here because, you know, with this being a miniatures game and so many more miniatures being on the board, keeping track of who ran, who jumped, who did what. Yeah, you almost need markers like this, and they give them to you, which is good. Again, a real nice box. Nice goodies to put in it. Looks like it would stand up pretty well as a board game box. These you'd have to be more careful if you're going to use it more like a board game. Rule set is nice. The primer is nice. Disappointed. No map though. Come on. Give us a map of 51 or whatever year it's up to. You know, give us a later year. Match this with maybe Word of Lake map or something. Maps are just beautiful. They're great to hang up on the wall. So I'll always be happy about a map in a set. But let's get to these minis again. Nice storage here if you're going to keep them in the box. One slightly downside to it though, it no longer tells you which mini goes in which slot. So I would probably mark these in some way, you know, put a little piece of tape with their name on it or something somewhere, because I would not remember which order these go in if I was keeping these in the box. So a little step down there, it was real nice telling you which one went where. But start here. Pouncer. See if I can get this to do a better job focusing. Beautiful mech. Fire Moth or Dasher there. These things are always a pain to try to hit. You know you're going to be shooting a lot at these guys. Got a Blackjack here. Not sure. Is this the same Blackjack? No. No, again, very slightly different. So that's cool. What's this, a wasp? Pretty little recon mech here. Another one of my Novas. Blackhawk. Disappointed though. Still not a Blackhawk A. Still prime. Oh well. We got a beautiful Locust here. Updated weaponry on the arms. The camera will cooperate. There we go. Updated weapons. I believe this is the Wraith. Can't say I've ever played one of these. But looking forward to giving it a try. Phoenix Hawk. Now, me and the Phoenix Hawk are old friends. Anybody that watched the Planet of David campaign saw that a Phoenix Hawk can be a real pain, even against an entire lance of mechs. Sometimes you can still, achieve your objectives. So make sure and check that out. The early videos are a little rough these days. Who knows what might happen as far as the quality of those videos one day, but yeah, gotta love the Phoenix Hawk. Another Mad Cat. You never have too many Mad Cats. Love this mech. Beautiful. Good weapons mix. Just kind of what I think about when you say battle mech. Ooh, the big boy. The Death Head, the Atlas. Oh yeah. You see one of these things coming and you're just, you're in for a bad day. They did this thing justice in that the original old Mech Warrior 5 trailer that they came out years ago that I guess turned into Mech Warrior Online, where this thing walks out of the smoke. Oh, gotta love the Atlas. And terrifying for a completely different reason, the Warhawk. With its 4 PPCs. God, 60 damage if this thing hits you. And it probably will. So, this thing is just... Whew. See this thing kind of move behind cover and set up to shoot at you? Ooh, man. Keep moving. Get in on it. With no minimum range, even with those big old PPCs, even getting in its face is not guaranteed to save you. Gotta love the Warhammer. It's back and forth for my favorite mech. I love the Marauder, I love the Warhammer. You can throw this thing down, and in almost any situation, it's gonna be pretty good. 2 PPCs are enough to get to do damage even to an assault mech. And anything that's lighter than a Warhammer, 2 PPCs, on a light mech is going to probably, if it doesn't destroy it, it's going to cripple it. And on a medium mech is going to do a lot of damage. So it is just a good thing to have in almost any situation. Have a Warhammer walking around. 3025 Warhammer, a little lightly armored, and got a little too much ammo in it for me. Still prefer the hot hammer. So look that one up with swapping out the machine guns for flamers. But hard to go wrong with a Warhammer. Great design. Finally got an archer. Again with the doors open. Got some big old lasers there. On the bottom. Not sure. Sorry, I don't know which version of the archer this is, but it is a beautiful archer. Play the archer. I actually prefer, if I'm going to invest this heavily in an LRM boat, I prefer the longbow, but it is hard to go wrong with dropping dual LRM 20s on somebody. Well, that's that. I've got to say, these are all beautiful designs. It is hard to say which one of these I like more. These are just beautiful sets. If you have the opportunity and you can get your hands on one at a price you can afford, go out and pick one up. Quick shout out to Ares Miniatures. Not sponsored in anything, didn't get any particular deal, but the guy there is super nice. I ordered the Assault Star and the Alpha Strike set from him. He got them shipped out like the next day. Decent shipping. He packed them well. Unfortunately, the post office, as they are tend to do, decided to, like, I don't know, play a soccer game with my box first. So Because he packed them well, they showed up with no damage. So shout out to them for doing a good job, and thank you for bearing with me as we take a look at this. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll have some videos coming up showing off my collection that I have here with me. Eventually, once I can get everything into one place at one time, everything sorted, I'll be going through my entire collection of Battletech stuff, but that'll be at some point in the future. So thanks again for listening to me and giving me the chance to entertain you. And as always, I hope you enjoy the battle reps that are to come, and soon to be featuring even more clan goodness. Thanks again, guys.
Hello, this is Adam with Dream Made Productions. Thank you for watching my content. It really means a lot that you have given me the chance to entertain you. If you would like to support the channel, please visit my Patreon at patreon.com/DreamMadeProductions, linked below. Also below is a link for PayPal, or links if you would like to send crypto, if that's more your thing. Please know any amount that you give will be cherished and used to upgrade equipment and improve the channel. You can also help the channel by subscribing, turning on notifications, liking, commenting, and sharing my channel with anyone you think might be interested. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you enjoy the battle reps that are to come.